Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You see where we are? Walking Street. Now this video is all about retiring in Pattaya or not. Is it a good idea or not? I'm going to go through a load of points all about retiring. So it'll be very informative. As we go, what we're also going to do is we're actually going to follow the BART bus route between South Pattaya and Jomtien and see how far the BART bus goes down Jomtien Beach Road, because I didn't know, but we'll check it out today. So this is this is just past the junction of South Pattaya Road and Second Road. Now you see to the left here, you see all those BART buses lining up. The end one there is the one which goes first. That's why it's full, and then the next one and the next one. And all these BART buses are only 10 baht to get to Jomtien. And we're going to follow the course of the actual bus, so you'll see them coming and going, so you know we're on the right course. I'm going to point out various things on the way as we talk. You see that sign there saying Diamond? Down there, that is Soy Diamond, which runs down to Walking Street, and only 50 yards down there is the Windmill Club. So that's where it is. You can get to it from Second Road, or most people will get to it from Walking Street itself. Now we'll come down here and we'll take out on the way. There will be various places that I'll point out to you. So let's just start the chat, shall we? So the first thing that we need to discuss about retirement in Pattaya is a simple question: is why? Why do you want to retire to Pattaya? It's as simple as that. Why not Hua Hin or Phuket or wherever? You know, what was it that first brought you to Pattaya? You know, was it the beautiful temples or the sweaty climate? No, I don't think it was it? It was the girls, wasn't it? To be quite honest. If you want to retire here, then you're probably addicted to Pattaya already. But really, it's the girls that you're addicted to. So what sort of a retirement do you want girl-wise? So there are three main options as I see it. We're just turning left here and to get to the flyover, and then we'll go up to Praya Road. So what was I saying? Yes, three main options. You can come here, as you have done many times before, and you can live alone, and you can take a different girl whenever you're in the mood, just as you did when you came on vacation. However, after a few weeks, this can become repetitive and boring, to be quite honest with you, and you end up having the same very limited conversation in poor English again and again. In fact, after many months of doing that, you can get to the stage of seeing a girl on Soy Buakhao or in a club, and she says hello, and you only vaguely remember her. And in fact, you can't even remember if she stayed with you or not, because after many months of being retired here and going out every night, most of the girls tend to roll into one. And you forget what happened with each one, and even mix up the names. This is all great fun when you come on vacation, and even at the beginning when you come to live here in retirement. But after a few months, it can get repetitive and boring. And of course it gets very expensive as well. Let me just stop for 1 second. Down there, where that hotel is, that restaurant is rather, is the Jade Gents Club. Yeah. Okay, we'll carry on. So it can get expensive, as I was saying. Even if you're only doing short time, it's going to be like a minimum of 2,000 baht, which is $60 every time. That's a minimum, okay? So your second option is to take a leaf out of the Thai men's book. After all, they know the score, and they've lived here all their lives. In fact, in the Thai language, there's a word for it, for a casual relationship like this. And the word is a gik. You have a gik, or 2 or 3 gigs. And in fact, a lot of retired foreigners have copied this idea. If they find a girl who's available that they like and the girl likes them, they see them say once a week. Now a regular once a week girl like this is called a gig, and what happens is that you then find another girl, a second girl, and you have the same sort of relationship with her. You see her once a week, obviously on a different night, and this becomes gig number 2. Then you look for gig number 3 to finish off the set, and most guys doing this system run with 3 gigs. It's a good number because inevitably your gigs will meet another foreigner who wants to make her the regular girlfriend, and she becomes unavailable for a while, usually. So you need to find a replacement to bring the total back to 3, the ideal number. The other good thing about running a gig system is that they learn what you like. And you can develop a sort of friendship with them, okay, like a relationship. So it's not absolutely cold as it is if you don't see them regularly. It's also far less expensive. Now, what I've done here is I've turned left to show you the Savannah Boom Airport bus terminal, or this is the shop where you buy your ticket to go to the airport if you want to. That's where the bus goes from. Okay, you got that? Now we'll go back onto Pattaya Road and we'll continue down, and then we'll go past the Taproot Road and then we'll turn right. Now just down here there's some traffic lights, and if you turn, that's Taproot Road, and if you turn left and you go right down Taproot Road to pretty much to the end where it joins Sukhumvit, down there's the Taproot Night Market. Okay, that's where it is, that's how you get to it. So let's continue on down here, then we'll go down to the traffic lights and we'll turn right, and I'll just show you a couple of things as we're on the way. So what we're talking about, gigs. Oh yeah, one of the advantages is, as I said, it's less expensive, because you can just call them and get them to come round for the evening, get a few beers in from 7-Eleven and watch a movie. No lady drinks, no bar fines. Maybe an inexpensive meal at a Thai restaurant. The cost becomes very reasonable if you do that sort of system, and if you like each other, she won't bother as long as she gets her money at the end of the night. Then that's fine, but it doesn't have to be an expensive night. That's the whole purpose of gig system. But also there's a big advantage to this system, and that is that you still have your total freedom, but company whenever you want it and you're in the mood. I mean, it's probably unlikely that all your 3 gigs will be busy at the same night, so you call them in turn of preference until you find one that's available. Now the third option is one which many foreign guys go for, and that is to get one regular girlfriend. When I say regular, this usually means living together. This, of course, is totally at odds with what attracted you to Pattaya in the first place, isn't it? But many guys do go down this route. Whether it's cheaper or is debatable, really, since you tend to get sucked into the possibility of providing finance for your girl's family, as well as paying for her salary every month. Let me just show you this. This is the Viper Bar, okay, on the left side, and that is Kit Kat Gentleman's Club on the right side, and then a little bit further down is the Bullet Bar, which is one that I've just recently done a video on the right side. Okay, now the BART bus continues all the way down here. It turns left when it gets to the seafront there, and it goes down Beach Road. Now I had no idea how far the BART bus went down Beach Road. I hadn't got a clue. I sort of assumed it went to about where the night market is, around Soi 9. That's what I sort of assumed, but totally incorrectly. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow some BART buses, and we're going to watch them coming the other way. You see, like these ones, they're coming the other way. So obviously, the terminus is way down there somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So let's follow some BART buses and see where we end up. Then you know how far you can stay. If you get a hotel on Beach Road, Jomtien, you know from this video how far down you can go, and still have access to a BART bus route costing 10 baht and taking you all the way to Pattaya if you want to go. Okay, right, let's just continue with our chat about systems you can use when you retire here. Then if you do choose this route, you have to decide what sort of salary you're going to give her. I mean, the lowest is going to be sort of 10,000 baht a month, which is what, $290, up to say 40,000 baht a month, which is $1,150, depending on the circumstances, depending on what she looks like, what she wants, what you look like, what you want, you know. Now, in this third option of a permanent living girlfriend, it will, of course, completely curtail your freedom, and you'll be considered to be somebody's property. Now, that's really is against the whole purpose of why you came to Pattaya in the first place, and you end up in the same situation which many of you escaped from with your ex-wife in the West. But still, many men feel more stable and secure having a wife-style relationship. But some guys also have another option, which is a steady girlfriend, but the girl works in the sense of a proper job, like in an office or in a restaurant or a shopping mall or shop or something, not a bar, none of that business, okay, but a proper job. And then she works, sort of 9 till 5 or 6 or whatever, which actually means you have the evening together, which is nice, but it also means that you have the entire day free to yourself, to enjoy yourself, to go play golf or go see your friends and have a drink or go to a gents club. There's a few options in Pattaya you can take, So let's see, where are we now? Yeah, just coming up on the left side is the night market. Yeah, Jomtien night market, which is open now, but it doesn't open until about 5 o'clock, around 5 o'clock in the evening it opens. On the right, they're just having one of these jet ski race meetings, championship thing or something. I can't, but yeah, didn't bother stopping. I'm not that interested in jet skis. So anyway, we've got a BART bus still running down this road. So we're now, and we've got them coming the other way as well. So we still haven't reached the terminus. So we need to carry on, don't we? So now about living in Thailand, retiring in Thailand. Now we've gone through a little bit about the type of relationship you can have. Another thing is you need to be a sort of laissez-faire type guy. You need to be have an attitude where a sort of person who doesn't whinge, who doesn't whine, that will not do in Thailand, okay? Because the Thais are very, very casual about everything. They really don't care. If you're the sort of person who wants everything to be, has to be so and has to be right and has to be a certain way, and that's not the way it should be done and what have you, forget Thailand, okay? Because that's the way Thais are. They really are very casual about everything. So don't start whinging. Yeah, it's not good, and it's not good for people around you. The Thais live at a much slower pace than people in the West. There's no rat race here. It's all sort of manana, it's something, there's something called Thai time, which refers to the fact that Thai people are never punctual. If you ever arrange to meet a Thai person anywhere, be sure to arrange to meet them in a place where you can You don't mind waiting, where you can sit down for an hour and relax until they arrive. For example, don't ever meet a Thai person on a street corner or outside a building or something. Always arrange to meet them, say, in a coffee shop or a bar, where you can just relax and you can wait for them to arrive, because they surely will be late, at least an hour late. You need to be a laid-back person and open-minded and accepting the different cultural differences. I remember when I first started driving here, I used to constantly whine and complain about the appalling standard of driving here, until my lady at the time told me, stop keybone all the time. What keybone is exactly that. It's whining and complaining. Stop it, okay? It isn't nice to hear, you know. And I was doing it all the time and said, stop keybone. And I've sort of thought, yeah, she's right, really. So I stopped it and both felt much better for it at the time. So, lesson learned. Don't whine and complain. Just accept that's the way it is. Okay? This is Thailand, don't forget. Something else which you need to get used to is the climate. If you're retired and living here full time, right? Thailand is hot and sticky. Now, most of you guys will have been here during the high season, which is in effect the Thai winter time, if you want to call it that for ease of understanding. But that's from the beginning of November to sometime in March, when it's a pleasant sort of 27 degrees centigrade or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's not humid. So if you've only ever been here during these winter months, then you've never experienced Thailand during the hot and humid months. For 8 months of the year, you're constantly sweating, even in the evening, and you can't live your life in air conditioning, so you have to adapt to the heat. It can become oppressive, even though, like me, you've lived here for 12 years, you still find that the heat drains your energy, and you need to take electrolyte salts quite often, and that would actually helps quite a lot. Just look at the beach on the right there. That's Jomtien Beach, and there's BART buses coming the other way, so we still haven't reached the terminus, and we're nearly into Na Jomtien, aren't we now? So if you're a relaxed dude who doesn't mind a hot climate, then you're part way there. The other thing you'll need, of course, is a constant supply of money from a pension or investments. And in my opinion, the minimum you need every month to be coming into your bank is about 50,000 baht. You can't get away with less than that. That's really the minimum. It's about 1,400 US dollars. You can get by on that as long as you're not a big drinker or a party goer, and you cook your own meals in your own kitchen in your condo, and just eat out now and then. If you like to go out partying every night, drinking and girls and restaurants, you can multiply that 50,000 by 2 or 3, in my opinion. And don't forget that you need the original startup costs for coming here for your retirement visa, which is 800,000 Thai baht, which is 23,000 US dollars, which has to be in a Thai bank for a period of time. So if you exclude the costs of female company, then Thailand can be a very, very cheap place to live. Rents are only 30% of what you would pay in the West. Electric and water are maybe 25% of what you would pay in the West. It's so cheap to live here. Fresh food which you cook yourself, you can go buy from a local Thai market. It's very cheap. Clothes from the local market are really, really for giveaway prices. And because of the heat, you only need shorts and t-shirts. So there's a lot of good things that are very, very cheap in Thailand if you're going to live here. What's expensive is the girls. That's what's expensive. Nothing else, in my opinion. That is what's expensive. Right, so let's have a look. We're still there's a bus coming the other way, so we haven't reached the terminus yet. We're still going into Najom Tien. Right, I think we've probably got time for a story. I think. Why, we'll give it a try. I think we've got time for a story. So this is another story from my hairdresser friend. It's about a lady customer of hers who is about 40 years old, just average looking, who works in a restaurant in Soi Buakhao. And she's been a customer there for about 4 years. And about 2 years ago, she got friendly with one of the regular customers of the restaurant where she worked. And she ended up going to live with him and then becoming his girlfriend. But she still carried on working in the restaurant because she was a good lady and wanted to help by earning her own money and not be lazy, she told the boyfriend. But she told my hairdresser that the real reason was that he was very old and she still wanted to keep her eyes open for a better boyfriend. So over the following 2 years, the boyfriend and she were living together, and he bought her at least 100,000 baht worth of gold bracelets and necklaces and things. Even though he wasn't wealthy, he was really a pensioner, but he spent all his money on her. So a few weeks ago, this old boyfriend suddenly became very ill and was taken to hospital. But he didn't have any insurance. And so the hospital asked her, the lady, if she could help by paying for the treatment he needed, as what he had was not enough. And he was only a pensioner, of course. And she told the hospital that she had no money. And she made sure she didn't wear any of her gold whenever she went to the hospital. After only a week or so, she got a phone call from the hospital saying that the man had died. And could she pay for the funeral? Again, she said she has no money, and she left it up to the hospital to deal with it. So 2 weeks later, after he died, the lady was back in the hairdresser's shop, having her hair done, and talking about her new boyfriend that she'd found just very recently, and she was bragging about the fact that he'd already bought her a gold bracelet and was showing it off to my hairdresser, saying how expensive it was. So fast forward to this week, and the lady was back in the hairdresser's saying that the new boyfriend who bought her the bracelet had gone home to Australia a few days ago, and she'd immediately gone out and sold the bracelet to pay off a gambling debt. But then the Australian guy called her up and said, "Oh, I've finished what I'm doing in Australia. A few days is enough. I'm back. I'm coming back. I'll be back tomorrow." And he's on the way home. So the lady opened her bag in front of the hairdresser and took out a little packet, a little parcel, and opened it up and pulled out a beautiful gold bracelet and asked my hairdresser what she thought of it. My hairdresser held it in the palm of her hand and said, "It's beautiful, but it's not very heavy." And then the lady burst out laughing and said, "It's not real, it's fake. 500 baht from the market. Do you think it'll fool him?" This is Thailand. Well, look where we are. We finally got to the terminus. The BART buses turn around here where that restaurant is, with a big blue crab outside, that seafood restaurant. And there's some guy there waiting, obviously, to jump on. And we just go back. I just want to show you the beach. We just go back past this hoarding and look at the beach. That's Jom Tien Beach. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Eh? Really, Na Jom Tien, actually. And there's nobody here. Yeah. Anyway, please subscribe and like and share if you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to look at Patreon down below where you click more. Thanks a lot, guys. See you on the next one.